The Sloth, Living with Less by Kirsten Larson. The Sloth, Living with Less. Doing more with less. Deep in the rainforest, a harpy eagle zips through the trees as fast as a car in the city. A jaguar leaps from behind a bush to capture a deer. Overhead, a howler monkey swings between branches using its feet and its tail. Meanwhile, the basketball-sized sloth hangs upside down from a branch. It hangs from all four legs, using its hook-like claws to hold on to the branch. When it climbs, it moves hand over hand very slowly. For some animals, being big or fast helps them survive. The sloth, however, is no ordinary animal. It stays safe by doing more with less. Less movement. A sloth protects itself by moving as little as possible. It may spend about 15 hours a day hanging from tree branches. By staying still, the sloth does not attract the attention of predators such as harpy eagles. Staying still helps the sloth hide itself through camouflage. In the damp environment of the rainforest, green algae grows in the sloth's fur and helps the sloth blend into the trees. To a harpy eagle flying by, the sloth looks like a bunch of leaves. Still, a sloth has to move sometimes. Every few days, it travels to a new tree to eat different leaves. Once a week, it climbs down to the ground to poop and pee. Even then, a sloth moves very slowly. Climbing just 1 mile would take the sloth 11 hours. On the ground, a sloth moves even more slowly. Less muscle. A sloth weighs only about 10 pounds. That is not much more than a newborn baby, because a sloth is small and lightweight. It can easily get to leaves that other animals cannot reach. Sloths do not weigh much because they have small muscles. Without much muscle, a sloth is skinnier under its shaggy hair. Its arm is the width of a thick marker. Only the sloth's shoulder muscles are strong. It needs those muscles for hanging. Eating less. A sloth doesn't need to eat much food, just 6.9 ounces of leaves each day. That's about the same as a large apple. The similar-sized howler monkey eats 35 and 2/10 ounces of food each day, or about 5 apples. A sloth's leafy diet provides little energy, but sloths do not need much energy to hang around all day. To get the most energy from its diet, a sloth breaks down its food very slowly. Digesting a single meal takes a whole month. This slow process also protects the sloth from toxins just found in some of the leaves it eats. By digesting its food slowly, the sloth's body makes the toxins harmless. Less poop. Every animal has to poop eventually, even if it eats only a few leaves each day. The sloth must climb down to the forest floor and pee and poop. That takes a lot of the sloth's energy and is dangerous. Once on the ground, a sloth crawls very slowly. It cannot walk because of its weak legs and long claws. After a potty break, the sloth has less energy to move or keep warm. Predators like ocelots and jaguars can easily catch a sloth on the ground, so the sloth risks this danger only once a week. Less warmth. With its small, slow body, the sloth needs less food, less energy, and a lower body temperature than most other mammals. A sloth's temperature averages about 91.4 degrees Fahrenheit, whereas the human body is about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Keeping warm takes energy, even for a sloth. A sloth cannot shiver to warm up the way a human can. It doesn't have the right kind of muscles. Since it can't shiver, the sloth must find other ways to keep warm. One way is to use the warmth from the sun to control its body temperature. When a sloth needs to be warmer, it moves slowly into a sunny spot where its fur can soak up the sun's warmth. When it needs to be cooler, it moves slowly into the shade. Less noise and odor. The sloth has other built-in safety measures. It keeps quiet so predators cannot hear it, and it makes noise only when necessary. For instance, baby sloths call to their mothers if they become separated, and a sloth may hiss when under attack. But the rest of the time, the sloth makes almost no noise at all. Having very little body odor also helps the sloth hide. The algae in its fur makes the sloth smell like a tree, so predators cannot sniff it out. Less is more. A sloth survives by relying on less of everything. Sloths blend into the trees by moving less, making less noise, and having little odor. A sloth needs less muscle to stay still. It needs little food to survive, which means fewer dangerous potty breaks on the forest floor. For a sloth, less is more.